Welcome to episode 15 of Sorry for My Language. I'm your host, Grindstone. Let's get into it. Get busy. Hey. It ain't nothing till the band jumps in, right? Ain't no fun till the band gets some. So here we are. Episode 15 of Sorry for My Language. If it's your first time here, I'm Grindstone, and I'm here to give you a perfect stream of consciousness on what is on my mind today. The show is called Sorry for My Language because some of the language might be a little colorful. Colorful just like the jacket that's brought to you by our sponsor, Grindstone Universal. This right here, oh, check me out. I know you see it. I know you see the threadification, edification. But seriously though, I swear I'm gonna get a camera to give me the whole body shot. But you peep it, you see it, you see this, you see it. Rich Carlton ain't got nothing on me. Huh. Let me show you a little shine on the inside. Oh, you see the rose gold zipper and all that. Eesh. 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 That's our sponsor, Grindstone Universal. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com so you can get like a full look at the flyness. It's always a work in progress when you're online. So, if there's some things that you may have seen somewhere but you don't see it online, check back, sign up for the email list. We got you. So I hope everybody's day is going well. Hope everything is working out for you. Hope your team won or whatever the hell y'all rooting for or doing. But today, the topic, we're going to talk about something a little more serious than the entertainment that might be on one of the major mainstream media stations right now. Today, I'd like to get at you about your health. And really, it's not just you. It's our health, right? It's everybody. We are one. Shout out to Frankie Beverly and Mays. But seriously, the Surgeon General Friday said that one of the major preventable causes of 7 types of cancers is alcohol. What you talking about, Mr. Surgeon General? I think his name is Vivek. His last name starts with the M. What you talking about, Vivek? What you talking about, Vivek? But seriously, cancer is no joke. I'm not sure if any of y'all had to do anything involved with anybody who involved any form of cancer, but it's not a game. Now you hear cancer, the C word. It's all these little cute things for cancer. The C word, the ribbon, the walk, the would you like to donate to cancer research, the this, the that, fuck cancer, ring the bell. So many things that have become normal when we talk about cancer, but a lot of people don't really know what cancer is. Okay? Now, let me switch up on you so I can show you who I am. I might as well tell you who I am. Wait, we're not even gonna get to that right now. I'll be real with you. Cancer is when you have, now first of all, let me give you my background. I really like to study stuff. At Hampton University, I was a biology pre-med major, right? Graduated with honors. Hold up, we gotta make some noise for that. But that was then. So did several other thousands of people graduate that year and since then. I studied at Johns Hopkins University, did psychopharmacological research. I studied at NIH, at National Institutes of Health. I did the same, psychopharmacological research. None of that told me how important it is to drink water. Water break. Several things that you may have paid tuition for that are critical to you knowing in life, you won't get taught in school. You have to be an independent researcher of sorts. What that requires from you is to have an innate curiosity. So there has to be something about you that wants to find out something about something, and you have to just independently find the time to do it. So one of my big curiosities was health because my health insurance ran out a long ass time ago. And I had to go undefeated in these streets. So I decided to learn if I'm going to commit myself to a certain type of lifestyle, which way am I going to go? What am I going to commit to? That led me into studying all types of things about drugs, food, lifestyle, what's good, what's bad, where am I taking my chances, where am I not willing to take my chances. All right, so as if I give you anything health related, I'm just saying this because if I give you anything health related, it's because I studied it for a long time. Like I went in. I didn't study it to the end of studying, but I went in. Okay. So here we are on Friday, this past Friday. The Surgeon General of the United States of America discussed the long term effects of drinking alcohol. And let me pull this up because this is super interesting to me. And I don't want to get all caught up in the stats and all the super duper particulars, but it's some stuff that we should know. I need a little drum roll on here, you know? I don't have one, but I need one. So, Mr. Vivek spoke on the fact that, you know what, look at God. I can't even find it in my phone. He said that there are 7 main types of cancers, colorectal cancer being one of them, lip, mouth, esophagus being some others. And don't let me lie to you. You could look it up yourself. But cancer that is specifically associated with alcohol consumption. Huh. Alcohol consumption. Now I know that a lot of us, I know that the place where most of us meet up, and I'm determined to find this. The place where most of us meet up might be the I don't know, where do you say meet at the bar, meet at the restaurant, meet at the wherever where somebody has the drinks. Who's bringing the drinks? Who's bringing the smoke? Man, matter of fact, let's stop right there with smoke. 3 main causes of death. This is on the Surgeon General's account, are preventable: obesity, alcohol, and the third one is tobacco. Whew, I got that off.
It's showtime.
It's showtime. I got that off. I was like, damn, what are they? What are they? What are they? I started it. Obesity, alcohol, and tobacco usage. So, if you're a fat person who smokes with a drink, man, you are playing with cancer. You're really playing with it. Now, and no shade on the fat people, but here I just got to tell you how it is because the doctor probably gonna dance around it. A loved one's probably gonna dance around it. I don't even know your big ass. So this is just where we are. So if you have, so this is the crazy thing about what alcohol does. It's a multiplier. It's like a force multiplier of something carcinogenic. So for those of you all who are really following along, because I'm gonna give you some good game, because I'm also gonna give you some cures. Okay. I am not a doctor. These are just by my studies. That's the disclaimer. But if you have something going on in your body that might not be exactly right, might be a little toxic, alcohol increases the toxicity of that. So alcohol is not just only over here doing alcohol hood rat things in your body. Alcohol is also increasing the force that something negative in your body or something toxic or destructive is already doing. So alcohol is the big homie. Alcohol is coming to knock it down. Let me call my cancer. Be like, wait till I call my buddy. Wait till I call my buddy Hennessy over here. Wait till I call my buddy Red Wine over here. We gonna fuck you up. We gonna have a party in this motherfucker. Damn. And what ends up happening with alcohol, it creates a compound in your body called acetaldehyde. I think that's spelled ACETYLALDEHIDE. Acetaldehyde. Ooh, I got that right. I love it when I spell shit right. That should be feeling hella good. Acetaldehyde is something that will, for lack of anything technical, it ends up destroying your cells. And it messes up neural pathways as well through oxidation. So a lot of you all might be dealing with people who have dementia. Some of you might be dealing with loss of memory. Some of, people deal with several defects physically. And alcohol multiplies that shit. Okay, so I like plants, right? If you pour alcohol in a plant, the plant dies. Now, the RNA in the plant is equivalent to the DNA in the person. It's just a little more raw. The plant don't have muscles. The plant has structure. The plant has something that will almost be equivalent to a cardiovascular, but it doesn't have, well, at least a vascular system, but it doesn't have several of the protections that humans have that could deal with something so harsh. Now, you could hit a plant with an axe and it'll grow. You can't really hit a human with an axe. That might kill the person. But alcohol, certain sensitivities that are toxic, is really hard for a plant to recover because their cycle of nutrient usage is way um is way faster than in humans. Like if you water a plant stands up. Put alcohol in a plant, that plant's gonna die. So you just see what happens way quicker. Even though trees and grass live way longer than people, quite often, um, they're also very sensitive to certain things. We are one with the plants. The DNA and the RNA are very, very closely linked from inception of the earth, inception of the human being on earth. So plants are our friends. We can tell a lot from plants about us, and we can use plants to help us. When we die, we can lay down and the plant will eat us. We work together. Shout out to plants and plant life. So, one thing that you might wonder, why the hell did Surgeon General come out with that now? Like, why is homie raining on the parade now? All this time we've been drinking alcohol. I mean, I know when I was a kid, beer commercials had jingles, wine commercials did. Man, shoot, when I was young, you didn't even need a seat belt. You could just sit the kid in the front seat. Uh, but I guess enough babies flew through the front window that they were like, damn, we might need to put a seat belt that crosses over your shoulder in this joint. And then you know what? We might need to figure out to put the kid in the back seat and strap him in. So you learn as you go along, right? You learn as you go along. So here we are with this in the holiday, New Year's resolution season, how you need to be behaving with your relationship towards alcohol. Now, wouldn't it be weird? I mean, maybe not. But I would think, wouldn't it be weird if you walked into a place and it was just 20 motherfuckers smoking cigarettes? Wouldn't that be like some throwback type shit? Like, damn, motherfuckers smoking cigarette. Like you personally, like in the cities where I exist, it ain't a whole lot of cigarette smoking inside. And it's rare that more than 3 people a month might ask me for a cigarette. I don't have cigarettes, but it used to be common. Anybody would ask anybody for a cigarette because everybody used to have them. And 3 people a month is very aggressive. I can't even say 3 people a month. It might be 3 people a season. Hey, you got a cigarette? Or they might have a cigarette in their mouth. You got a lighter? This shit is just rare. We learn more. Trying to be better, but addiction is real. And Philip Morris has never stopped advertising their tobacco products. So you got tobacco, you got obesity, you got alcohol. Shit is daunting, ain't it? It's everywhere. It's killing people. People have cancer and they're developing cancer, and a lot of people don't know until it's too late. Okay? So in society, you also have environmental factors. So if there's a situation in which people are spraying food, spraying pesticides, and they have to wear like a big beekeeper thing on them, a big cloak in order to spray that, it's probably not good for them. It kills the bugs. But how you just gonna turn around and eat that shit? That ain't right. There are carcinogens in that. Another term, another word that you should look up. Okay, acetaldehyde is the first one. This is from fried food that I'm about to tell you about. Okay, now I'm gonna get you to the health. I'm just grooving about the things that aren't healthy, that are very, very American and very, very societally accepted, that are straight blasting us. So you have acetaldehyde that comes from the motherfucking drinking alcohol and how it just wrecks the DNA, just pow. And then it causes a chemical compound and it unravels some of the stuff that we need raveled. And it just comes in on the blitz, dogs us. From fried food, you have something called acrylamide. Okay. Now, I do have this up here. Hold up. I mentioned NIH earlier because I know how to research. So during COVID and all that shit, when people was talking about what's what, I was like, man, don't look at the headlines, look at the articles. So for everybody who wants to know, there's a website that you could go to where all the highest level peer-reviewed medical scientific data is published. Go to pubmed.gov. Now, when you put that in, the website won't be PubMed. It'll be pmc.ncbi.nlm.nih.gov. Some old long shit. But if you go to PubMed, that's where you can find all the latest real ass research that's peer review. So this is what peer review means. Check it out. Peer review means that the homies in your field had to read that shit, agree, disagree, challenge. You had to revise, explain, all that before it could actually be published. That's the only research that you want. Okay, not no wild shit by a company who states a claim and that company's trying to sell you a product. That ain't it. Don't do it. Peer review research. So this right here, this is about high fried food consumption. Now stick with me because I'm getting you to it. This is about fried food, some shit you might be, but they're fried oyster mushrooms. Bitch, them shits is bad too. Fried. Whenever you deep fry something, something goes on. Acrylamide is created. But this is what happens. Okay, now, this is from damn, I'm trying to find out I'm trying to find out where this was done. I got to scroll too far down to find that. So I'll just read something right quick, okay? High fried food consumption impacts anxiety and depression due to lipid metabolism disturbance and neuroinflammation. Let's just stick with the title of this study. This is one of thousands of studies. Okay, I just pulled this one. High fried food consumption impacts anxiety and depression. How many of y'all feel a little bit anxious? Don't get to lying now. How many of y'all are taking something for that anxiety? How many of you have crashed out, done something that you totally regret because of your anxiety? Be honest with yourself right now. Answer out loud to me. What about depression? How many of y'all have sat with a doctor who has prescribed you medicine that you paid insurance for, and they have not discussed your diet, but they talked about this medicine that you need to get you off depression? What was that dude's name? Luigi? Yeah. I'm just saying, he might have been on to something. Luigi Mangione or something? Or was that Chuck Mangione? I don't know. Anyway, anxiety and depression lead to so many things. People try to cure themselves by self medicating. People get doctor medicated. People get taken advantage of. People do all types of things due to anxiety and depression. Now, I'll just read this abstract right quick. Western dietary patterns have unfavorably linked. Now, mind you, this is peer-reviewed data by high-level motherfuckers who do science because they fuck with science. This is not for profit study right here. Okay. Now, Western dietary patterns have been unfavorably linked with mental health. However, the long-term effects of habitual fried food consumption on anxiety and depression and underlying mechanisms remain unclear. Our population-based study with 140,728 people revealed that frequent fried food consumption, especially fried potato consumption, is strongly associated with 12% and 7% higher risk of anxiety, depression, respectively. The associations were more pronounced among male and younger consumers. Consistently, long-term exposure to acrylamide, a representative food processing contaminant in fried products, exacerbates scototaxis and thigmotaxis and further impairs exploration ability and sociality of adult zebrafish, showing anxiety and depressive like behaviors. Moreover, treatment with acrylamide significantly down regulates the gene expression. Okay, now we're about to get scientific, but of TJP2A related to permeability of the blood-brain barrier. I feel like I'm getting a little too scientific just by reading this, but let me go to what they found. Okay, that's just the abstract saying, this is what I think. This is what we fucking think. What they found through this study. Hold on. All this damn scrolling. Fuck it. Let me just say. I was trying to be all scientific. Sometimes you just gotta say fuck it. What they found, long-term exposure to acrylamide induces anxiety and depressive-like behaviors. What else do you need to know? Fried food fucks you up. That's all. It fucks you up. So now we got tobacco, fried food, alcohol. Two of them things get you fat. That liquid sugar that you're drinking from the alcohol, the way it goes down in your body and your body processes it, it's starting to chew through shit. It's taking your neural pathways and breaking them off like somebody walking through the forest stepping on sticks. That should have been a stick crunching sound. But anyway, the way all that happens is terrible for you. So all is not lost. I know you like, damn fool, would you get to the healing? I will get to the healing. It's my favorite part. So, not only did I study at NIH, not only did I do my own independent research, not only have I had people who I independently studied on, including myself. And not only did I do research at Johns Hopkins, I was fortunate enough to get a whole bunch of game from the late, great Dr. Sabi in person. fuck it. You got to celebrate the ancestors in some way. And all he did was give me game. Cash game. So I was excited. The first time I met him, it was like I believe it was 2009. And it was really I I knew his name, but I didn't know who he was at all. So check this out. Just for like a brief rundown of how this went down. So I go over one of my ex partner's houses. Yeah, my ex partner. It'd be like that sometimes. So I went over his house because Dr. Sabi would come to DC a lot to do, he would pitch his wellness up on Capitol Hill and be like, look, I have a cure for this. I have a cure for this. Y'all are spending too much money here, but they didn't want to listen to him because this man is fighting Big Pharma's money plan. They weren't hearing him. But anyway, he would be in DC a lot. And I think his stomping grounds was DC before he went down to Mexico and then Honduras to start really studying shit. So went up to the house because like my man knew that I was into healing and just like a healthy lifestyle. First of all, I've been vegan since 1999. Motherfuckers weren't even calling that shit vegan. Now, for all y'all who've been out to dinner with me, fucked around, yeah, bitch, I eat fish every now and then. Okay? All right. I might eat a little salmon every now and then. Okay, but let's get this together. This is just for somebody who might hate. Let me explain what my veganism is, because I don't know how else to explain it. You're pescatarian, but if you tell somebody you're pescatarian, they're gonna fuck up the rest of the diet, right? So I don't eat any dairy. That means no eggs, no cheese, no milk, no yogurt, none of that shit. I don't eat any shellfish. So keep your shrimp and your oysters and keep your oyster tower. And I don't eat any fish that live a long ass time and that get hella big. So that keep your tuna, your mahi mahi, your halibut, your fucking shark and swordfish. Stuff it up your ass. No, it's not really that serious, but that is what I stick to. So I do eat fish, but not really often. Like I don't know. Fuck it. I do not have a problem. This is the type of fish that I find acceptable for me. Not the whole population. I don't give a fuck what y'all talking about. Um, Fish that have fins and scales, number one. Some fish have skin. They don't have scales. Like catfish. Can't fuck with it. Some fish don't have fins, like eels. Can't fuck with it. So fish that have fins and scales, number one. Fish that live a medium to short life. And fish usually that swim in moving water. So not like a fish that lives in a lake, like a tilapia. Can't do it. Them shits be dirty. They dirty on the inside. Okay, so it's like it's science with that. But the bass, the salmon, the rockfish, the what else? I don't know. It's fish out there, but no flounder, no catfish, nothing that's like a vacuum cleaner, because then it's kind of like you eating a vacuum cleaner bag, right? If you put it in the fish tank and it cleans the fish tank, don't eat that shit. It's toxic. That's just where I'm coming from. So back to Dr. Sabi. Back to the story. So I go uptown to my man's house. Dr. Sabi's there. Man was hella tall. So he comes downstairs and like in DC, kind of like in television shows, the steps go down, it's a little landing, and then they turn. It's like a popular architecture, at least in the Northwest houses. So he comes down the steps, turns on the landing, and then I swear it's about like 5, 6 steps down to the just regular floor we are. He jumps from there. Now try this with your little athletic ass. He jumps from the landing to the floor and lands on his knees and gave me like a big, my brother, glad to meet you. Like with his arms open, bow, from up there, landed on his knees. I'm totally confused. I'm just like, okay, what? I'm happy to see him, but I'm totally confused because I ain't never seen nobody do this. Now, it's hardwood floors. It ain't no shag carpet. It ain't no padding. And I'm just like, damn, what the fuck? And then he got up, bow, damn near like Bo Jackson, like from knees to feet, just like a jump, bow, like a quick little burpee. Boop. I'm tripping. And I'm like, okay, um, man, nice to meet you. Explain that. He was like, my bone, I can't even, I'm not even imitate his accent. But it's like my bones are hard as steel. It's because I take these minerals and that mineral. So he's like, when I met him, he was 75 years old. I'm 75 years old, and you were less than well, what half my age, and try that. You need to take, you need to eat this way, and da da da. So then he just starts talking. And for all y'all who know Dr. Sabi, the motherfucker was a talker, and he would be giving like talking like in a fun preachy way. But first he would absolve himself of all tradition. So he'd be like, I don't read no books. Humans don't need to run for exercise. Da-da-da. Like he would just lay out all this shit, but then he would be just where he stripped one standard away that you would think was normal, he would pour in game of something else that he learned. So being this was 2009, at this time, nobody was talking about alkaline. Nobody was talking about whatever the fuck people are talking about now when it comes to health. All this was like new game. And I was in on my studies already, health wise, at that time. And he was just introducing me to hella new shit I had never heard. I had heard of food combining, but that's food combining and fasting. That's probably like as far as my studies went. So I was super interested in all the shit he was talking about. And one of the main things that he was talking about, now, I don't care who you are, whatever you say, I'm going to balance that with the grain of salt. So I'm going to say, okay, you are him, the one who did get the highest medal of honor by the New York Supreme Court after they said that you were a quack doctor for going around telling people you cured AIDS in 1988. They did double back and say, my nigga, you was right. Hey, you are the person who defended yourself in court. No lawyer. You came in there and just showed the evidence. You are him. But I still got to do my own research on what you're talking about. Not about the court case. I know that happened, but I still got to see like if all this stuff is lining up. So, I mean, man, it's great talking to an elder because he would be telling me, um, man, when I was with Malcolm X, he was like, Malcolm X. And now, by the way, when Malcolm X, when they did the autopsy on him, the person who does the autopsy said that was the cleanest inside of a body that he's ever seen, ever. Shout out to Malcolm X. I know his birthday's coming up. His birthday in February? I could be wrong. I don't know. Anyway, we need to find out when Malcolm X's birthday is and do special things on that day. So he said that every time Malcolm X would pull up on him or they would hang out, he would have a handful of dandelion greens and he would just be eating them, just eating dandelion greens. Now, for those of you all who don't know, dandelion greens, the dandelion is a herb, and a lot of you all call it weeds. A lot of you all spray stuff on it to kill it. That's cool because you want the grass to look a certain way. I get it. But there is so much nutritional value in the dandelion green itself. Just for starters, if you have blood pressure issues, which most Americans do, or several Americans do, if you have blood pressure issues, the dandelion greens will lower your blood pressure. Eat them, juice them, smoothie them. They sell them in the grocery store too, so you don't have to go outside. You don't have to, your yard don't have to look a mess, and you go like, for you to get healthy. But yeah, dandelion greens, they're bitter. Now, usually bitter things, especially when it comes to vegetables, that means they're good for your organs. They might be good for your kidneys or your liver. Something about the bitters. I don't know. But dandelion greens. So he said Malcolm X would always be chewing on dandelion greens. I fuck with that. Then we did this. This was the dope part. I live in the city. Okay. We go outside. Well, this was like not in the same day, but another time. He came over my house. We go to the backyard and he's walking around pointing at shit. And then we walk in the back of the house like an alley, like how the weeds grow up in the cracks of the ground. He was like, "Oh, that right there, that's the so and so plant, and that is one of the healthiest. Um, that's one of the healthiest plants for a person. You could get that, you could eat it, you could rub it on shit. It'll cure everything." Now, at the time, this was before recording with your phone was a thing or anything like that. I'm just soaking up game, and I wish I'd have written some of it down, but he made the point that there's several keys to our survival all around us. We just don't recognize it as such. We rush to the medicine in a bottle and a pill that the insurance company is making us pay for. Um, you know, and not to say that the insurance companies know any better. Some of them do, some of them don't. Shout out to Luigi. Ooh, but there's several health professionals that need to love what they do enough to get information outside of their education, because what their education often does, it leads them straight to the physician's desk reference. So if you say my elbow hurts, they might not be thinking about inflammation and relating that to lifestyle and diet and alcohol and tobacco. They might be like, "Oh, you need this pill." And they give you a damn pill. They fucking with you. They're not regulating your body. They're giving you more shit in your body for your liver to deal with. Now, I'm not all anti-medicine, but I'm just saying a lot of that shit is unnecessary. A lot of the times you need to flush. You need mineral content. You need vitamin content in your body. You don't need extra trial pills that uh, um, a person took them out to lunch and offered them a little money deal and said, if you get these pills off, I'll give you a kickback. That's not what your body is needing. That's not what your body needs to process. Okay. So anyway, Sabi, he told me, so like I had hella questions. Well, what about, and the wild thing about it, he's 75 years old. He's agile. He got a new baby or some shit like that. Like the motherfucker is constantly reproducing. Um, we sitting back smoking hella weed, right? I had nothing to lose when it came to the meeting of this person, because it was not like I was trying to get a job or anything like that. I'm just kicking it with somebody whose name I heard, but I didn't know. And so we're just doing the things that come natural, and he's unwinding. I just want him to talk as much as he can, because I want to know the secrets to life. And so I asked him about some specific problems. Well, what if this hurts, or what if this happens? What do you give to that? And how do you treat cancer as opposed to AIDS or uh, tennis elbow or some shit like that? He told me this. He said, disease cannot exist in an oxygen rich environment. Disease cannot exist in an oxygen rich environment. So I had to understand what that meant. Oxygen rich environment. So he said, yes, the natural compounds that come with the earth, it's like carbon, oxygen, hydrogen, whatever the fuck. Like it's some basic shit that came with the earth. And then on tops of those basic building blocks, other things came about. The basic things are really what we're made of. We're mostly carbon. We need oxygen. Our we our cells need oxygen. Our cellular environment needs oxygen. So we need to eat food that is oxygen rich. We need to eat food that's water rich. And so when you do that, that's also known as alkaline or relates to alkaline. It gives way to alkaline when it's measured on the acidity scale. The pH scale is acidity. It's a measure of how alkaline it is or how acidic it is. Okay. The more acidic it is, the worse it's going to be for your bodily environment. And so he said that he treats people based on wellness rather than based on sickness. So he gives people the things that they need to be well. And I was like, but what if that person like that and that person like that and that person like that? He was like, well, I might have to sit that person in a hydrothermic bath. That person might have to be on a fast. They might have to get all the things out, but then we get them to wellness. And then if it has to be more specific than that, then we get more specific than that. So that involves several herbs, that involves several things that are of the earth. And he even told me this. Man, imagine if I was, I don't know if it's either more enterprising or more of a bullshitter, but he was like, I don't even know how to charge people. I get it right from the earth. They see me get it. I don't even know how to charge people. I was like, well, shit, I could figure out a way. But really, I was just loving the fact that he was kind of like pay what you want to pay type shit back then. He had yet to figure out really how his business was rocking. He just wanted people to get well because he knew the burden of sickness. Every now and then you get a person like that. Every now and then you get a person who has a superpower and they just want people to be well. And I could totally appreciate that. So I became a student. I'm super learning. And he would come like when he would drop in town, he would come by. One time he showed me like all these files of shit that I don't understand, but it was a trip. A lady came to him who had a mastectomy. That's when you get your breast removed due to cancer. And she went down to his spot in Honduras and he was treating her, treating her, treating her. And he showed me the x-ray. And it was like, see, like, there's nothing here at all on this date. But then after weeks of treatment, he was like, now see that right there? He's showing me all this shit. It's all this text and information on this slide. He was like, that right there, that's a nipple forming, which proves that cells regenerate. He was hella happy about that. And I was like, damn, well, fuck it. I guess they do. But what does that mean? What does that mean to me? And he said that any sickness can be reversed with wellness, with the replacement of. You have to stop one thing first, and then you replace it with elements of the earth. Your body will recognize that data. Your body does not recognize the data of fried something, acrylamide, acetaldehyde. Your body does not recognize that. It stores it. It changes that oxygen rich cell, that oxygen rich thing. It's like a blitz. It comes and it knocks it off. Then you get like an unstable bond. And so the little thing that it knocked off right here floating around is known as a free radical. And it's the free radicals that float around and start attaching to other cellular shit in your body. And then they start having conversations and then they start moving around as a little gang in your healthy blood system. When that starts happening, when shit starts kicking off like that, and the alcohol comes and it makes, when the big homie comes and the gang gets bigger and you have all these free radicals, that's called cancer. Cancer is the multiplication of rogue cells. When so many cells start growing out of control in a certain place, that creates a tumor. That is cancer. That's cancer itself right there. But we just apply the C word to so many things, but a lot of it comes from the shit that we fucking eat. We're not eating oxygen rich foods. Dick Gregory. Dick Gregory said the three causes of death: lack of rest, because that's when you rebuild, lack of movement or exercise, and dehydration. Mm, don't miss it. Dehydration is major, but you also eat your hydration. So the food and the things that you eat, they'll either dry you out or they moisturize you inside. If you eat dry ass shit like bread, um, let's just say if you eat beige colored shit, usually beige, brown, unless it's mushroom, that's something that is not in its natural state. That's usually something that's going to require your body to do magic tricks to digest. Okay, and as a matter of fact, on the big cancer research page, red meat is a class 1 carcinogen. It, the free radicals go crazy. The body does not know how to digest red meat. Okay, so when you hear so in that process of knocking it out of its oxygen rich state, knocking cells out of their oxygen rich state is called oxidative stress. Okay, what you want to stop causing oxidative stress are things called antioxidants. So whenever you hear that word antioxidant, that's something that you would eat or drink or whatever to get that little cell back right again in its oxygen rich protective state. Does this feel like a science class? I'm not meaning it to be a science class. I'm trying to keep y'all motherfuckers alive. Okay? That's what I'm trying to do. Because the burden of sickness on a person and on a family is way serious. I mean, people be getting arms cut off, feet cut off and shit off behind some diabetes and some cancer and all that shit. And it really defines a person's life, when really that person's life or lifestyle could have been redefined or initially defined without consuming items that come in a box or come in plastic. If they consume more things that were in a state where you could look at it and know where it came from in nature, like an orange. Oh, okay, I see an orange right there, or asparagus, or avocado, or something like that. If you could see where the thing once existed and consume more of that and stayed hydrated, your body probably would not have experienced as much oxidative stress, which caused cancer. So, the alcohol, the obesity, the tobacco, the processed foods, they cause damage in both men and women. Women experience and fucking chicken. God dang, chicken is ooh, jeez. Man, listen, chicken, especially this damn fried chicken, but just chicken, man, that is fibroid. Uh, the launch pad for fibroids in women's uterus. I mean, it's out of control what it does to women. And then all these fried foods, just period, they cause colon cancer because all this shit got to go through your colon. It's there's a better way to exist, and you have control of it. You have control of a super high percentage of it. So don't hit me with the, but what about the 5-year-old who had cancer? Nigga, that's the exception. Okay? There's exceptions to everything. What we want to do is shrink the numbers. What we want to do is make you healthier. When you have hella problems, you got hella problems. When you got a health problem, you got one problem. That's something real in the motherfucking field. And so even if your problem doesn't go all the way to being cancerous, right? I'm not reading those. Take these. Even if your problem doesn't go all the way to being cancerous, your problem can be inflammation. You could be living a very painful life, a life full of physical pain because you're inflamed. So what are anti-inflammatories? Don't rush for the ibuprofen so quick. Go for the cayenne pepper. Yeah. Yeah. Go for the parsley. Mm-hmm. Go for some of the natural herbs. Oh, you up late? You need something late at night? You probably not hungry. probably a craving. You know what you're probably craving? You're probably answering to the call of the parasites in your digestive system. Now, your digestive system, your small intestines, that's your processing center for 70% of the nutrients, if not more. That's also where the parasites hang out. They down there smoking cigarettes. They down there eating yesterday's meatloaf. They down there chilling. When you eat out of control shit happens in your body. I can't say everybody, but a lot of people have some form of parasite, some parasite population. So what do you need? You need good digestive health. You need the good, I don't want to call it algae. I forgot what that shit is called. Look, what the fuck I look like? A doctor? I don't fucking know. I just study shit, right? But it's but don't take these words lightly. Like if you would like to disagree through studying, but let this be the launch point where you prove me wrong, build with me, prove me right, whatever. Um, but you want the good shit, you know. You got the good. I can't even think of the word, but I'm doing this like you got the good these things in your stomach, and then you got the bad ones. All right, but you want to build with the good bacteria. There we go. The good bacteria. Now, things you can do to kill parasites, things that you should do on a regular basis. Because you'll be wondering, damn, that person died and then maggots ate them up. Yeah, the motherfucker had maggots on the inside already, long ago. The maggots was in there already. Colonies. So it's not like hella flies came in and found a person. The shit's ate from the inside out. Mm-hmm. Hella nasty. Hella real. But black walnut. If you get black walnut, what is it, a tincture? Fuck with that on a regular basis. Fuck with red clover, I think it is. That's another good one. Fuck with some tinctures. Just take a few, little tincturefuls every day. A couple drops as you feel, apt to do. Garlic is also something good. Do so. You got to kill the parasites, and you cannot keep eating this bullshit. Sorry, not if you don't. Not if you want to. If you will want to involve your life with cancer, um, some cancer ducking, some inflammation ducking, some more pain-free living. You've got to learn how not to eat processed foods. The processing puts the body through too much. It's like giving somebody a big, tough ass math equation. After a while, they're like, okay, I got that one. I got that one. Okay, I got that one. Eventually, they're going to get burnt out. They'll be like, man, I don't got that shit no more. Oh, wrong one. They'll be like, my good brother, I love you, but I'm about to give up. Mm-mm-mm. Just imagine your own body giving up the fight, but it happens. So, what you could do every day? Let me give you some quick shit. That was like hella background, mid-ground, foreground. But get a juicer. The interesting thing about juice, not no pasteurized juice, not no juice in the bottle, not no juice in the carton. Get a juicer, not a blender. I'm going to talk about a blender in a second. But what a juicer will do, it'll take all the good nutrients in liquid form from the fruit or the vegetable that you put in the juicer, and it'll make it in a fresh, drinkable form. You drink it, it goes straight to your bloodstream. Wow, you get the immediate benefit. Immediate. Okay. Now, let's just take heart problems. Heart problems come from various sources. Some heart problems could be genetic. Some heart problems can be because you've eaten like a fucking rat your whole life and your arteries are hardened and they can't get the blood from your heart to the rest of the parts of your body to bring it back, and you might just be compromised for whatever reason. Anyway, For those things, you need polyphenols. Okay. So this is why people say red wine was good for you, but they didn't know that it's the grape, not the alcohol in the red wine. Polyphenols usually show up with the reddish pigment, red, purple, pinkish pigment. Okay, so you think about what pomegranates, um, grapes, beets, blueberries, shit like that. That's where you find your polyphenols. Now, what those do, they're known as basal dilators. So when you dilate something, you open something up. Like I'm opening up your mind. Your basal dilators. Okay. So that makes those things make the walls of the artery more flexible. So instead of like pumping blood in there, it's not like the pressure of the blood is going to pop it and split it, in which case that could be an aneurysm, that could be a stroke, that could be a heart attack, that could be internal bleeding, that could be all types of shit. But it'll make it more flexible. So the pressure of the blood, it'll be able to rock with it. Okay. You want that. You need that. Even if you're not in fucking trouble of dying or you don't know it. Okay. You want that. You need that. We've all in this country, to a certain degree, lived very toxic ass lives. Sugar is our worst enemy. Sugar is a motherfucking that causes a storm in your body of oxidation, free radicals all over the place, and the cancer just loves it. Oh, it's the sugar. The sugar brings the whole party. The sugar is the cancer party in your body. Sugar, fried food. Yeah, it's fucked up. And it's fucked up that these people would keep selling this shit to us. So I'm shout out to Vivek, Surgeon General, for like finally putting your damn foot down. But anyway, back to the things that get you right. Those things, the polyphenols get you right. Okay. Um, Bananas, you can't juice them because it'll clog up the juicer, but you could blend them. Okay, those are good in smoothies. Those are high in potassium. Potassium is good to offset the sodium. So if you're eating a sodium-rich diet, which means you probably will be raising your blood pressure, fucking your life up, then you just mix that shit with some, have a banana every now and then. Get your potassium levels up. It's better than taking that fucking pill, whatever the pill is that you take. Men, come in the room right quick. All the men. What was that? Shabba Ranks back in the 90s? He had a song called Hard and Stiff. Wait, hold on. Hold up. Hard and damn.
Hard and stiff. Hard and stiff. She want the man who got it hard and stiff.
Hey, if you want to put the lead in the pencil, if you want to write your name in graffiti on her walls, listen, you need to be juicing, Jack. And like Dick Gregory said, dehydration, lack of rest, and exercise are the three causes of death. I mean, no, lack of those things are the three causes of death. So what might you want to do to get some damn life? You might want to get some rest. You might want to get some exercise. You might want to get some hydration. Here's something for you. Here's something that will work to make you hit a home run on your bitch. This juice right here. Take it over time. It might work immediately, but take it over time. And I say this because all that Viagra, Cialis, all that shit, niggas be like getting strokes off that shit. They be going too hard. Don't do that. Don't do that. Don't do that. You can wreck naturally. Okay? This is what you do in your juicer. Ginger. So only ginger root. When I'm talking about ginger or turmeric, I'm talking about the root. Your ginger root, your turmeric root. Cut you off something like, maybe like a little slice like that. Skin it, bow, drop that in the juicer. Drop that in the juicer. A beet, bow, drop that in the juicer. Skin the joint first, right? It could either be a beet, half a beet. The measure of these things is up to your taste and how you feel about it. 2 or 3 leaves of kale, cucumber, and a lime. Nigga. All that oxygen, all that super hydration in your cells, all that basal dilation, it'll have your blood flowing. in a way that your liver will also be cleansed and your liver don't have to deal with the garbage from the product. Like your liver catches all the hell that you from the shit you eat. And the liver got to do the cleansing. The liver is like the catfish of your body. It's also the biggest organ in your body. And so what you would want to do is make sure that your liver is well taken care of in the process of taking care of yourself. This shit that I'm talking about, it don't come with no side effects except petrified wood in it and past them. You know? So man, that's just a little motherfucking treat right there. If you really want to double up, here you go. Here's another goody goody. Apple, orange, pomegranates, ginger, turmeric. When I say pomegranates, yeah, you got the pomegranate, cut the shit off, break it up, get the seeds, as many of them seeds as possible. Hit that off in the morning, hit that other joint off in the evening sometime. Do what I'm telling you. Make a lifestyle out of it. You will really be surprised. But then the side effects, that's just for the sexual benefits of the shit. But what's also going to happen, your nutrient requirement will be on point. So you're not going to be as hungry as you are throughout the day. And you'll notice you're a little more energetic. Your skin's going to start to clear up. Hair going to start to grow. All types of wonderful, like DNA, not replacement, but like DNA fortification is going to be going on. So all that shit where people be going to Dr. Miami and going to get the whatever the fuck you getting and all that, you could do this shit in your kitchen with a juicer. Okay? Those are just two things, right? And the reason why certain things work is because they bring life. Okay? So as you notice one effect, you also notice several effects of improvement. But you got to cut out the sugars. You can't like get your sugars naturally like that. You got to cut out the bullshit sugars. You dying. Or you're going to get diabetes. You're going to get cancer in your booty. Let's be healthy. Women be getting lace fronts and weaves and shit. Listen, eat healthy, drink healthy. Use the juicer. You and your boo make juice together. If you don't have a juicer and you got a blender, make smoothies. Use fresh fruit. Okay, don't use bagged up fruit and put that shit in the freezer. Don't use bagged up vegetables. And that's why I can't really fuck with Trader Joe's, because everything in Trader Joe's is in a package. That means it's been touched. Man, fuck that. Give me the shit where I could pick my own shit and I see where it came from. Get that type of vegetable, wash it off, put it in your fridge, let it live in the fridge. And then when you're making your smoothie, add ice and then water with the ice. Okay? So if your whole thing was, man, I like my fruit cold, ice will do that trick. That's what we got ice for, nigga. That's what we got ice for. Ice will do that. So as a couple, y'all need to be living towards health together, because it's so easy to go out and do happy hour and have drinks and then fried, like some fucking onion rings and some fries and some with the buffalo wings and some shit. But then y'all gonna be holding each other's hand in the damn hospital. Listen, it ain't cute. It ain't cute. And as that shit affects your neural pathways, then it leads to dementia. The fuck you doing? We could control this. Anyway, your juicer, I got like the Ninja Chop blender joint. There's I think it's called the Ninja Bullet, something, whatever. They didn't pay me, so I don't have to remember it. But if y'all have any of those things, start using them. Okay? I don't want to hear that your grandmother was 95 and smoked cigarettes and drank and she was fine. I don't want to hear that shit. All her high school friends was dead. Okay? She was the exception. My grandmother's 99. She's the exception. All her friends died hella long ago. Okay, so we have to like stop looking for these little rays of sunlight that will let us be our most deviant. Okay? Don't forget to exercise. So I'm saying all this shit because it's a time of year in which everybody feels as if they need to make a resolution, and everybody feels as if they need to make a change. You probably need to make a change because you're looking in the mirror and you're seeing something that you are not totally happy with, or either you had to rebelliously grow accepting of. That ain't fly. It's a much better way. You could look at yourself now and then catch yourself in the spring and be a totally different cool ass motherfucker. You could catch yourself there in the spring and be transformed, at least on a cellular level. And it's going to show up in something. It's going to show up in your hair, your nails, your skin, your hot flashes, your fibroids, the way you smell. Hmm? The way you smell. Yeah, that too. Shout out to the people who smell good. And don't be talking about I don't stink. You probably don't stink, but I bet your knees hurt. Bet your back hurt. So, just we're gonna work on being the best that we can be because that's the only way to be, because these hospitals are too full. Man, um, too often there are people who we might know, and then we're like, damn, I was just talking to him the other day. Fuck. I was just talking to her the other day. What happened? Man, them cells, them cellular systems, all that shit, something gave out. I'm talking this shit, but I'm not exempt. I got to do better. Everybody got to do better. But if everybody does better, the bottom line result is going to be better. If everybody does better, then we'll all have better experiences. It's not 100% correction of everything that's going to happen if everybody does everything right, because we still have contaminants in the air and all that shit that become part of us. We're still living with a certain amount of stress that we've yet to learn how to deal with, type shit. But we got to stop these unexpected visits to the emergency room. We got to do what we can to cut that shit out. And if we do end up in the emergency room, we got to be healthy enough already to be able to bounce right out that motherfucker. And if it's our turn to go, then we got to die gracefully. But it's too many of us with too much more shit to do. So make a negotiation with your best self. Make a negotiation with your health. This to your health. And to the last time you blew your birthday candles out. Big up yourself. Give it up for yourself. Love yourself enough for tomorrow to be a great day to wake up and not a groggy ass day. Not a day where you wish you had taken it easier, but you kind of fucked up now. If your skin is getting fucked up, it's showing something that's going on in here. If y'all know the warning signs of all the shit, handle that. And handle that before the warning signs show up. Show the warning signs of optimal health. I swear, too many people die from nonviolent deaths. Death by fork is how they dying. Death by cup is how they dying. So if you remember nothing else, just remember tobacco, obesity, sugar, fried food, and alcohol. Sound like a party, right? They all having a big cancer party in the body of the user. And that term moderation, everything is good in moderation. Somebody who was trying to sell you something told you that. That shit ain't true. Bullets to the face ain't good in moderation. Cancerous shit ain't good in moderation. So hopefully this led somebody to go somewhere and take this information and do further studies and make more of a disciplined investment in themselves, because you control it. When you drink your water, put a little oregano oil in that. Put a little cayenne pepper in that. Squeeze a lemon in that. Let's get right. So, like I always do about this time, I'm going to do the greater good in my life. I want you to do the greater good in yours. And for episode 15 of Sorry for My Language, I'm Grindstone. Go to grindstoneuniversal.com. Love yourself.